All right, so for this one, we're looking at our test bed while loops and if else structures. All right, so the first one says, all right, we're opening up our test bed file in robot C. So that's this right here. All right, it talks about a while loop. So a while loop is at the very beginning, we have while, and then you'll see it says 1 equals 1. Well, 1 is always going to equal 1. So what that does is it tells this to just keep going over and over again. So it says while 1 equals 1, which is forever, keep running this program. It's a loop because once it finishes, it's going to go back up, check the while, check to see if 1 really does equal 1, and run the program over again. So we can make this, whatever's in here, just loop over and over and over again. Okay, so this program that I have right here, I just copied and pasted from right here. Okay, so it says copy and paste that over there, and let's see what happens. So I'm just going to hit robot, compile and download. All right, make sure that my flashlight is actually turned on, so there's an on and off switch. All right, make sure it is actually in the on position. Mine is. Okay. All right. I'm going to hit start. Okay, you'll see that little green light right there that keeps blinking. That's because it keeps going through my program over and over again. Now notice that my flashlight is not on. Okay, if I go over here to sensors, my light sensor is picking up light at the 300 level. Okay, so I'm going to stick my finger over my light sensor. Light sensor is the square with that little white circle on it. And so if I stick my finger over it, now my flashlight comes on. Okay, take my finger off of it. There you go. And so now my light sensor, how dark it is, if I just put my hand and make the shadow go over the light sensor, it'll turn my flashlight on and off. And my camera just fell down. Sorry. All right. Try that again. There we go. So I can control my flashlight on and off by using the light sensor. All right, we'll stop my program. Move this back over here. And we'll hit the X button right there. There we go. And then move this back over here. All right, so I'm going to scroll down and it says what happened. So describe what happened. Did you have to change the light sensor value? So an example of when you would need to change the light sensor value is if you if your flashlight came on when I just started the program without doing anything to my light sensor, meaning the room was dark and it was so dark that a registered light it registered the room's darkness as being greater than 700. And if that was the case, I would need to change that 700. So look at the value. 700 is pretty high. You had to make it pretty dark to be 700. So if that came to the problem, you probably just need to turn the lights on in the room. So anyway, so did I need to change it? No, I did not. Okay. So in addition to the while loop right there, you'll notice something else that we added. And these are the ifs. And then right here, it says, well, what if we use an if else? An if else, okay? So it says, let's change this program to be an if else statement, okay? So we're going to take this right here, and I'm going to copy and paste it because it doesn't because it doesn't have everything in it. I'm just going to change this program over here to this. Now it says while 1 equals 1. Well, I have that already. It says if and then a condition. I have that already too. And then the statement. I have all of that. So the only thing else I need to do is just take this out. Okay. Oops. I want the tab so it's even with everything. And just type in E L else. Okay, so if this happens, do this. Else, meaning if that doesn't happen, do this. Let's hit robot, compile, download, make sure I didn't make any errors in typing out my program. Good. Everything's looking good. Awesome. I'm going to hit start. All right. I'm hitting start. I'm checking my program, checking my flashlight. Flashlight's not on. Put my hand over my light sensor and there my flashlight turns on. If I put my, there we go. So I am able to control the flashlight using the light sensor. So this was another way, another program that did exactly the same thing, okay? But the difference is here, the first time we said, if this happens, turn the flashlight on. If this other thing happens, turn the flashlight off. Whereas this way is we just said, if this happens, turn the flashlight on. If anything else happens, turn the flashlight off. Okay, it was just a little bit more streamlined, a little simpler way of running our program. All right, X that. That's right. So scrolling down. All right, so it says copy and paste with pseudocode. So let's go back here. Okay, and so remember we talked about our pseudocode, double lines. So I type it in green, while, and so I'm just going to say make, and then we'll set my camera down so I can type in them. It looks weird. All right, so make program loop. So if the light, so sensor value is greater than 700, well, to get greater than 700, you need darkness. So if, if the light sensor is dark, turn the flashlight on. If it is not dark, turn the flashlight off. All right, so there you go. You didn't have to word it like I did. You probably could word it better than I did, but some kind of wording there on each line to say what's going on. All right, so copy that and paste that right there under number 3. Explain why the single if-else structure in the second program might be preferable. Okay, so right here for number 4, we talked about that. I mentioned that. Why was the second program maybe a little bit better than the first one? They both did the same thing, but from a program standpoint in writing it, why might one have been better than the other? All right. All right, so that was the end of part 1. I'll stop the video there and do a second one for part 2.